Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another of the Zelda 1 Randomizer weekly races here on Speed Gaming. We have a very, very unique race for you tonight. We're doing a spoiler log Consternation seed, meaning that these runners are going to have access to information on where everything is. They're going to have access to what all the dungeons look like. We are playing shapes, so they are randomized shapes. They're going to know what all the dungeons look like. They're going to know where all the take any's, where all the door repairs, where everything is. And they're going to try and get through this as quickly as they possibly can. Hey, everyone, I'm Cyclone, joined by Wolflink. How are you doing tonight, Wolflink?
I'm a little confused. This isn't Link to the Past, no. How's it going, folks? I'm looking forward to enjoying this day. It's been a long time since I've done a Zelda 1 seed, though, so hopefully a little bit of a spoiler log race is going to help us out. So, for anyone, in addition to what Cyclone said, to give anyone a basic idea here, a spoiler log race is basically more focused on routing in advance and then executing your route. So this is going to be an execution-focused race we have here, not so much a routing-focused race.
Absolutely. So we actually do have the information. We're not going to obviously go over it in full detail because we want to have a little bit of surprise here ourselves. But we do have information on where the spoiler log shows information on where every single item is located, what level it's in, what square of the level it's in, so you can get the exact square. It tells you exactly which one I will reveal, for example, there's a door repair up on Death Mountain in square A6. It tells us things like that. It tells us exactly what kind of shop is there. So the runners know exactly where everything is. We're going to see the goal for them is to get through this seed as quickly as they possibly can, utilizing as much information as they're able to remember in trying to conduct the fastest possible route through the seed. So this is more like a regular speed run in that sense, just a blind speed run, because they only get 10 minutes to actually read where everything is.
That's right. And it's a good starting screen they have for this race. They start at the bomb shop, and there's a medium sticker right there for 27. John Tavin's going to head back. I can go ahead and get himself some bombs, most likely. Or he's going to continue southward instead. Something we probably haven't seen yet. We were busy studying the spoiler, so probably not.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where the other secrets are myself so I can note where they're going on this. Bogey is wandering over to the lower right of them, taking a death on the way. Never mind.
Yeah, meanwhile, Panzer Dave, already with a huge combat advantage with the white sword, or the wood sword rather, sorry. Or wooden candy cane in this case. And also the red candle, which is an infinite fire source. John Tavin and Dr. J is also picking up the swords as well. So it looks like our sword was on the coast, and that's what Bogey is heading towards right now.
So I've just reconfirmed where the 100 secret is normally located, so we'll look at that later when it shows up here. In the meantime, we are looking around the desert on Panzer Dave right now. There are Lionels on the overworld. That is not something you like to see, but at the same time, you're happy they're not in the dungeons.
Indeed. Of course, I think this means we do have Wizrobes in the dungeons based on the fact we don't have sort of a parallel here. We do have Dark Nuts in the overworld, which aren't that bad. But yeah, we're kind of definitely looking for dungeons at this point.
I'm taking a quick poke around here because I'm still trying to formulate what's on here as they're going through it at the same time. I do know that Death Mountain does have some of our dungeons on it today, so they're not going to be going up to that area right now. There are some of the higher number dungeons. That's all I'll say at this point. We are going to see some lower dungeons most likely. There's level 2, for example, on Panzer Dave right now. They want to start on these earlier dungeons because they are generally easier to get around. There may be the odd exception where there's something like
you say easy to get around, and then Panzer Dave is immediately greeted with Wizrobes on level 2, immediately nopes out.
Yeah,
not ready for those just yet.
We're not going to do that anymore. So level 5 on Dr. J's side right now.
Dealing with a Manhandla. And immediately decides to nope out, saving the bombs. I like this play, I'm okay with it. Panzer Dave meanwhile at level 3. It looks like John Tavin and Bogey are checking out Death Mountain and the Lost Hills respectively. A Waldorm sighting here on Panzer Dave.
Bogey makes his way around the Darkness, which are also on the overworld. That's an ugly overworld set. But again, good to not see them in the dungeons.
And there's the ladder in level 3. Very important item found for Panzer Dave. And it looks like we're needing it in level 7 here, which based on the layout, looks like we're gonna have shape dungeons tonight. And we'll also
Now-
tie in something with that. The runners know the layouts of these dungeons because the spoiler log also gives them that as well.
Now, you might be wondering why Bogey also left without looking for the other item. Well, they know what items are there, and I'll go ahead and I'll reveal the reason he left the other item there. That other item is simply a magic boomerang. So we are not going to be picking up that magic boomerang. He has decided he does not need that magic boomerang that is in level 3.
Yeah, no one really cares about Lord Banana these days, let's be real. I know, that's the No, that's the regular boomerang.
Lord Banana
Just
is
drivers on the ground right in front of Gleeok.
And that's a free Triforce for Panzer Dave. Didn't even have to fight the Gleeok.
That's a nice deal. You take those. Small secret found there. 15 rupees, not bad. Could be better, or could be worse.
So Bogey goes into level 2 and taking a quick scan again of what is located at level 2 on my side. That looks like there is... I don't know if he's looking for the item here for any reason, but I don't believe... I'll talk about that later if it shows up, but I think he's going for the Triforce in this level. Unlike his competition, Bogey did decide to go ahead into this level. He's going to fight these Wizrobes with his low weaponry at this point.
Yeah, does have to be careful though. Those orange Wizrobes can one-shot him with their magic.
Now, of course, all the other elements of Randomizer are still played. We could have things like a Goma blocking a door and you need to have an arrow in the bow to get by it in order to proceed. That kind of information, we don't have information on the spoiler log. That's something we still have to find out ourselves.
Speaking of which, we do have the map here for level 2 now for our viewers, and it looks... I'm sorry. I was going to say that was a key base of the spoiler log, but that looks more like a snake with a lion head on it. Or an old school rope from Zelda 2.
Yeah, when I saw the map, it looked like a key to me as well, but I guess the V in there threw me off.
And yeah, that was something we can also mention as well, why we mentioned a V on the map. It's just the maps are drawn with, what's it called, ASCII art?
Yeah, ASCII. It is, the V shows where you walk into the dungeon, basically.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Bogey taking a death there. Meanwhile, Panzer Dave and John Tavin are heading into level 1. Gibdo's in level 1. Free Harkeneer too. We are playing with Heart Shuffle. The J is meanwhile trying to get through this level 3. Does get out of there. Good clock pickup as well from John because he's able to clear this room. So it looks like we have at least plus HP on or neutral on the virus because they did not immediately die. And a Kananaki from John Tavin, very nicely done. For the Triforce room, no less.
Kananaki is a very nice trick to be able to master. If you can figure out how to do that Kananaki, then you're going to be able to save some of those keys. Not necessarily save keys so you don't have the key at that point, but it's a key you don't have to come back with later.
Yes, and explain the trick for those who may not be aware of it. Basically, when that shutter door opened, John Tavin also went through the locked door because there's no collision on it at that point while the doors are opening. And so by doing that and walking back through it, he basically used the key without actually having a key.
Now I want to know what Panzer Dave just did here. Panzer Dave had several pulls, at least a couple pulls voice left in the room. He went and reset the room to see if he can get rid of the pulls voice. One was still there, and it turns out that one is still the priority enemy in that enemy set. So it has to be killed. It can't be changed into something else.
That's right. And that goes into another mechanic you're going to see a lot in this, in which there are usually a list of enemies that they'll choose to spawn in a specific order. At this point, bubbles are always at the top, and then it spawns the rest of the enemies in turn. Without with those bubbles in the room, though, those enemies do not respawn provided we don't leave this dungeon. There's Lord Banana, the regular boomerang.
Yeah, John Tablet looks like already picked it up, and we haven't marked. Well, someone picked it up anyway. We haven't marked on our tracker. And I'm just checking to see if we have another item. There is another item in level 1 we are probably going to be finding here.
Now we do have mixed hints available in the game as we get the trophies out of level 2 for Dr. J. However, those hints are not really worth it because we already know everything. Even if they weren't mixed.
Yeah, we don't need those hints at all. They're not going to buy those hints. There's no reason to. I mean, they could if they want to spend some money and just see what the hints reveal in case they forgot something, so they can still do it, but there's no point.
Yes, and I'll go ahead and mention one other thing about kinetic key that we may have not mentioned. For kinetic key to work, you require a shutter door in the room, and I think it has to be a single shutter door, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong about that. Like I said, it's been about a year since I did Zelda 1 commentary. I may have forgotten a few dozen things.
We need to know that Panzer Dave did pick up the other item that I was referring to. Bogey picked up a heart container. That was not it. Panzer Dave found the red ring located in level 1. So now you know. Now we've revealed those 2 items and the heart container are the 3 items in level 1. There are 3 items in level 1 as we are dealing with First Quest.
Now, of course, we're not the only ones not in the dark here. Our tracker Pro Infernate is also has the spoiler log. However, to keep it entertaining for you guys, we are not going to update those items for you. We're just going to let them be updated as they're found. Gotta keep you around for something, right?
Well, I already revealed the magic boomerangs in 3, so he's welcome to mark that if he wants to. I just wanted to give a reason why Bogey was leaving level 3 right away, so I mentioned that.
Yeah, very unlikely that everyone's going to pick up the magical boomerang. If there's any boomerang they're going to pick up, it's the regular boomerang, and it's actually just for stunning, which we do have plus or minus 2 HP, but because of this scenario that we're in, we're pretty okay.
So Bogey has found the level 1 Triforce himself. He's going to take it and get out. John Tavin is in level 6. And it looks like a Dr. J PhD has found his way into level 4.
With camouflage moblins. Barely see these black moblins.
Both dungeons are home to items of interest, so chances are they are going to be hunting down items in these dungeons. And there's one for John Tavin right now. He found the level 6 magic key. And it looks like someone may have picked up the bow in level 4. That has already been marked. Yeah, Dr. J PhD found that bow in level 4. Those are I believe, the only items of interest in there. I think the other items are heart containers.
Oh, do we have a Superman handle? Did it survive a bomb blast?
I think it did.
Oh boy. Ah, Captain Mechanic going into play there. Very uncommon when you have it, but basically, an enemy that dies can be load bearing and can kill every other enemy in the room. How do you tell if such an enemy exists? I actually don't know. I don't think there is a way to tell in game. You just get lucky.
I have no idea either if there's such a way to tell. And there's the level 4 ink blot, so name that ink blot.
I know that quote from the Door Repair. Oh, that is a blast from the past.
I missed the quote, but I'm surprised someone went into a door repair. Must have misread the information on the spoiler log.
It can happen. But yeah, it was, hello, I sell tools. Would you like to buy? I know that's a Vaxanadu quote.
A what quote?
It's a Vaxanadu. It's a 8-bit side-scroller RPG.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard it. I just didn't catch what you said. So there are some ropes in level 6 that Panzer Dave is going to be dealing with this time. Actually, sorry, that's level 8. I can't read the number, apparently. Bogey is back in level 1. Now, he, just taking a quick look here, he has not found the red ring yet. He does know there's a red ring in here somewhere. He's going to try to make his way to it. But he has not found it as of yet, it looks like. And nope, he's given up. He's going to leave. Either that or he found it and I missed it. No, he's still green. He doesn't have it.
Yeah, a lot of the runners tend to run different colored sprites. But it seems we have a couple of them that are running default Link.
John Tappan has found his way to level 1, most likely going after that red ring himself.
Meanwhile, we have a play on level 8 from Panzer Dave.
Yep, he's been there for a little while now.
I mean, it's 4 runners. It's kind of hard to keep up.
Yep, understandable. Bowie has moved to level 4, so he's taking the place of Dr. J PhD, while John Tappan is taking Bowie's place in level 1.
Oh, there we go. Raft.
Raft
and it's
excellent.
ignoring it.
He's going to come back and pick it up because he knows where the other item is located. In fact, if I take a quick look at the information here, I believe either I'm reading this wrong or they are right next to each other. I'm not sure.
Well, hang on a moment.
Pick up Triforce. I'm curious about that.
Well, hang on. I'm trying to remember. What's the coordinates of the 2 raft lock locations? Because I actually don't remember those.
I have a good idea where the raft lock locations are. I think one of them is something along the lines of E6 or something like that. Might be... No, it's not D6. We found level 4 already, so it's not that one.
There's only a few things that are on the coast.
I think the one is a door repair. Let me see what the other one is, because the other one I know is D16. That's a take any road. So I don't think it's for the raft locations.
Information said the G6 is vanilla 4, and I'm not seeing it on this.
G6 is vanilla 4, okay. No, G6 is second row. That's not vanilla 4, because it's usually behind the raft. I think it is E6. If it is E6, that is a door repair. There's E7 has another door repair right next to it. But that's one of the Candle Road locations.
Yeah, and... yeah, okay, looking at the square, like, the raft is not required, so they're not picking that up.
That's why he left the raft behind.
Yeah, the other raft location is a take any road you want, so they can get there even if they don't have the raft, so...
Exactly. It might save some travel time at the very most, but they can probably get the recorder and do that anyway.
Yeah.
Or the whistle, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, some random arrows coming from the dark.
Yeah, those mountains are quite stealthy in the dark. They are blending in quite well with this palette.
Yeah, they're blending in very nicely. That is a scary room to be in. Panzer Dave's gone back into level 8, and so far we still only have the raft marked on our tracker, so he hasn't found the other item yet as far as we know. There's the ladder for John Tappan in level 3. So as you can see, even though they know where everything is, they still have to figure out the levels. It's not like, for example, Link to the Past Randomizer, where you know what the level layout is every time. These are differently shaped levels. You're not going to know what the enemies are when you walk in. And you still have to figure out if you're able to get through the levels. So there is still some element of challenge to figuring out the way through. All you know is where the items are located in each level.
Dr. J picking up the red ring now. Looks like John Tappan is opting for navigational advantage over having focusing aggressively on the Triforce pieces, which seems like a safe play to me, but whatever floats your boat, I would assume. They'll have some catching up to do, but they're definitely not out of the running just yet.
Panzer Dave with a nice Pole's voice fight to pick up the level 8 Triforce there, so that is another level off of his list. He now has 3 Triforces. And I'm surprised he's heading in this direction. He could have gone to level 6 while he was in the area, because we've already seen that level 6 is located right to the left of that level 8 location. They're right next to each other.
So Panzer Drave's going to be looking to kill these orange Dark Knights and hope to get a bomb drop. Unfortunately, was not able to do so.
Bowie getting his ladder out of level 3.
Does some bombs out the blue items here. And there is an item, there is a drop pool, as we should mention. It does not change for randomizer. And it is fairly difficult if you don't know how it works, but the general rule of thumb is bomb dropping enemies are generally blue in the overworld and orange in the dungeons. And that's really the most important thing to know.
Now, looking at the list of levels that we have currently accounted for, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 8, I don't think we've seen... someone did walk into 2. I think we saw 2 runners walk into 2. One of them noped out. But we haven't picked up any items out of there yet, I don't believe. Level 7, I don't think we have seen yet. We have 2 runners just walking in level 6 so far. There's John Tavern back in level 2, speaking of that. Bogey is still wandering in level 3.
Yeah, with Wizards in level 2, I see why they would leave it behind. There's only 2 items in level 2, and they're both on the ground. But because we have Heart Shell, for all we know, those could be different parts. I mean,
we also know ourselves what the items are in level 2, and I think I have a general idea why they're leaving level 2 behind for right now.
Well, I'm glad you're staying on top of it, because I've actually got the square left behind the feed.
Now thinking about it, it'd be easier to print this out and just make notes while I'm doing commentary on it. John Top with a nice, timely clock. Yes, the pun was completely intended there. Freezing those Wizrogues in place, just going to slash them to death now and clear up the room. And if you didn't know where the Triforce was, now you know.
Now, we did see a play into 7 earlier. I'm surprised is with the ladder that Panda Dave hasn't made an attempt to go back over that way.
So I'm just looking up my map for level 2 as I'm seeing this being played here.
Oh, that's some army of blue Wizards. Why is he bombing out?
I may be looking at this wrong, but I don't think I'm seeing any indication on the spoiler log as to where the Triforce is located on the spoiler log itself. So it looks like that information might not be in the spoiler log.
I don't think it is either, and that means that... I think that's an okay thing, because that means you have to still explore to check the rooms.
Yeah, I thought it might be in there, but now it makes sense why they're not just rushing the Triforce. I thought they would have that information. No, they don't. First time I'm seeing the spoiler logs myself. I won't lie about that. So I'm learning a little bit about this, as some of you I'm sure are. The Triforce location is not on the spoiler log, and therefore they have to find that just like they normally would. Now, what they show in the spoiler log... Sorry.
Basically, just to get an idea for the viewers at home, what the maps they were given looked like. Like I said, there was this ASCII art that marked the entrance, the layout, the entryways to those rooms. It was in the layout, and the staircases in there. The actual contents of the rooms themselves are a complete mystery to our runners.
Exactly. The one thing that they do see on the map, besides the actual dungeon, of course, the actual layout of the dungeon, is where the staircases are located. So you'll see an A, B, C. Those rooms connect to each other. That information they do get in the spoiler log. They don't get anything else on the dungeon maps or any other text indicating where items are. Or Triforce, they know where items are.
Nice screen out there from Bogey, skipping the classic Lost Woods puzzle. Because who has time to screen transition 4 times? No, just give me one screen transition through the bushes. Bogey was setting up a tank out there, unfortunately missed the bomb. That is a classic trick you normally see runners do, in which they try to bomb the 10th enemy, and they in turn will get a bomb pack guaranteed as a result.
John Tavern goes ahead and grabs his heart guitar. You might be noticing that some of our runners still have 4 or 5 hearts, and they're not rushing to go the white sword item. So that's a really good indication of the white sword item, which I'm not going to spoil at this point, is potentially not a required item.
Alright, level 4 has got a Harkeneer there. Panzer Dave is opting to stay at 4 hearts.
That is interesting.
And hey, we know where level 9 is. It's over in the graveyard area. I mean, of course we have the spoiler log, but now you guys know.
Yeah, now it's been revealed.
And apparently our prince is in another castle. I think you mean another dungeon. Their game.
No, it's another castle. The dungeons are castles.
I know it's the correct quote. I'm just saying that in the context of the game, it's not correct.
The dungeons are castles. Get it right. There's the ring for the red ring rather for Bogey in level 1.
Yep, and I just saw the manhandle it. It takes at least 2 bombs to kill.
Yep, there you go.
So they rolled, I think, +1 or +2. I think that's our scaling on this settings.
I think that's a +2.
Nice clock there from John, and be able to take care of all these enemies and get it out. Meanwhile, Dr. J, with the 5th Triforce of the match, making some headway here. Finishing up Dungeon 6. Alright. Where to next, Dr. J? Bogey's looking to go into level 7, maybe? No. Level 7's not that far away from start. Does get some bombs from the iron... or the Dark Nuts. Bow for John Tavin. Alright. Wall Masters to start things off in level 7, so it looks like to be a fairly tame enemy set. And with shapes, of course, folks, we do have the fact that level 7 and level 8 are basically mirrors of each other. What's in the void in one is usually in the void in the other, and there's no secret rooms traditionally in these maps either. John Tavin doing a strategy you don't normally see. An up and A while being restored by a fairy. Which in turn carries over the full heal into your continue point. And thus you can go start the game with full health. White Sword, meanwhile, found by Bogey. Great find there. And the Silver Arrows, back to back, in the same room even.
Both of those in level 7, so that's a nice combination right there.
And that's everything that we need out of level 7 too. That's both items. So... depending on what we have left, I say this is go mode for Bogey. Or at least Triforce in go mode.
Technically it's go mode as soon as they start the game, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, he's still missing the bow, obviously, but he knows where that is. I guess we can say that, at least for chat, as far as chat's concerned, we're in no mode now.
Bogey picks up his Triforce in level 7, so he's done with that.
John Tavin's now also in level 7, going to be picking up the White Sword and the Silver Arrow shortly.
Looks like
And they're
Dr.
getting the Triforce out of 4.
Dr. JPHA getting his heart container out of 8.
Now our owners have plenty of cash right now. They can easily shoot the bow and clean up these pulse voice.
Well, 2 of our runners have plenty of cash. 2 of them still have a small amount, but still have to be a little more liberal with, or a little less liberal with their arrow shots.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. I'm wondering why Dr. J is not using arrows on the pulse voice, they one-shot them, don't they?
They do.
Does he actually have the bow?
Bogey? He does not have the
Dr.
bow
J.
this time. Oh, Dr. J? He's marked as having picked it up, so I thought he did. He does. Did he
Oh,
buy
right,
the
we can
arrows?
buy normal arrows. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he did not buy the regular arrows.
Again, it shows you how long I've been away from this randomizer, folks.
Yeah, the arrows are not automatic with this one.
I'm still very much a Link to the Past randomizer. I've been that far gone from this.
The differences are notable.
Indeed.
There's the
Anyway,
map
map out for level 5 here. Kind of a shopping cart look, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. Name that ink blot.
I mean, I already did. It looks like a shopping cart.
No, that was for chat. But anyway, there's a Gleeok in level 8 for Dr. J PhD. I don't know if that was the one that had the Triforce in front of it. No, it's a different dungeon. But Dr. J is fighting this Gleeok. Seven is being considered a spaceship. Looks more like a dinosaur to me. There's our recorder in level 8. Now that is something that I don't think we found yet, so we're going to add that to our list. Recorder level 8 was the main and key item there, but I think the only reason to even pick that up is because there is a concern that there could be obviously some kind of big dogger lock somewhere. You'd have to get that just to safeguard against that possibility, which we've seen it happen before.
Actually, no, wait. I just saw that Vav level 7. I immediately thought Wizard. With the long part on the right side of the dungeon being the nose. And it looks like we found the wand of 5 for Panzer Dave. Another combat advantage there. So items we're missing is the book, the power bracelet, and the heart container. I need to go ahead and refresh my memory on where those are.
So, sorry, what did you say you were looking for?
I've already looked up what I needed.
Yeah, if you're saying book was located in level 2. I remember seeing that one early on.
Well, it wasn't marked on our tracker, so.
Right. Well, all the key items are revealed now, so we might as well just reveal what is left. The book was located in level 2.
I mean, we don't know where the power bracelet is. We don't know if it's in 5, 9. Could be the third item in 8. I don't think we've seen that. It's hard to keep track of them.
No, the third item in 8 is a heart container. I think we found both items in 8 already, because there's 3 items in 8. And I do remember seeing a heart container picked up, so that was indeed confirmed. Chat is still having a little bit of a discussion as to whether the bracelet's in 5 or 9. I think we will leave that a little longer, just in case someone comes across it and picks it up for something under a bracelet spot.
Wait a minute, hang on here. I just double-checked the flags. We do know where the power bracelet is because we don't allow important items in 9.
Oh, then I guess it can't be in 9, so it would have to be in 5 then, right?
Yeah, I think it has to be.
There you go.
Good thing I checked that. I almost forgot about that.
Well, based on that, then I will just confirm that it is indeed in 5. So that does give you the item map layout, and we do know that our heart container is the white sword item, which is why no one rushed to get hearts. Or at least 2 of our runners didn't rush to get hearts.
I mean, to be fair, they could just be any heart container anywhere. But at this point, we can pretty much use Proselytination. So yeah, we know where everything is. Now it's just a matter of everyone getting the pieces together. And I think, actually, John is the first one to have all the pieces.
Now, taking a look, we know we don't need the raft. The power bracelet does not look like it's needed because we've seen all the levels. He did not pick up the wand. Now, the wand is not required, but he does have the white sword, so he doesn't need it for extra power boost.
Wait a minute. Dr. J picked up a potion shop. Where's the letter again?
The letter. Let me get that information for you. I didn't see him pick up the letter, to be honest with you. I don't remember where it is too.
I don't remember where it is either. Oh, it's up near Lost Hills. So
Yeah,
no, that's Death Mountain. Never mind.
Yeah, they're chat saying Death Mountain. I'm just trying to remember exactly which room. We know where the magical sword. Actually, magical sword is up on Death Mountain today as well. If they needed that, but we're not going to see that.
Yeah, no.
Letter Cave is C3, so it was the third row, third column.
Third row, third column.
So not quite on Death Mountain. It's actually right. It's actually right north of the exit from the graveyard. It's where level 6 normally is.
If we're looking at the grid of the overworld, it's directly one tile southeast
It's
of
the
it.
Vanilla 6 location. Vanilla 6.
Vanilla 6? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
100%.
that would also. So it's like I think one tile southeast of its Master Quest location, because I believe in Master Quest it's up in the top 4 upper left corner.
I think in the regular game, Vanilla is actually located in the northeast, second from the right.
Yeah, in Second Quest it's in the northwest.
Anyway, back to the race here. We're just going to keep an eye on where the
yeah.
runners are right now. 3 of our runners are going through level 5 at this time. There's the wand for John Tobin. I thought he might be looking for that. Or John Tavin, rather. Thought he might be looking for that, but it's not necessarily required. And it looks like Duck JPHG is about to pick up his wand. So all of our runners have the magical rod at this point, so that is in everybody's inventory.
Yeah, because we know that level 9 is in the grave, it's pretty safe to say we are in go mode at this point. We have seen every dungeon by now, except for level 9.
Well, what's inside? We know where level 9 is, obviously.
Yeah, but I've been gone too long. I want to say that we don't have the option of having day darkest in 9. I know that's wrong. Power Bracelet is in fact required, though. There it is, level 9. Dave is entering.
And he has all the Triforces. We've been, we're trying to keep track of 4 runners. It's easy to miss someone picking up Triforces. He has all the Triforces. So we are going to be looking for a roar and a door at this point. Again, we know where the staircases are, but we don't know where the map, we know what the map looks like, but we don't know where the compass is to help find the girl. We don't know where the girl is. We don't know where Ganon is. We know none of that. So this is still a mystery. The only thing they have is access to where all the staircases go.
And Chad is confirming we can't have day darker than 9 and these flags.
Good to know.
Let's hope they have something nice. Let's hope they have an Aquamantis or something. We haven't seen Aquamantis today, have we?
That Wizrobe is being sneaky, trying to avoid Panzer Day as much as possible. Finally went to the wrong spot, took the kill.
Looks like we have staircase here.
So we are going to watch for Panzer Dave to come upon a door that does not open. That will be where the princess is located.
Oh, it's been
we're hearing
handled.
Ganon right now. I think we're hearing Ganon right now.
We are. No, I think we're hearing Manhandla. That's a low roar.
Could be. Oh yeah, probably true.
Manhandlas have a low roar. Ganon is more akin to that kind of roar right there.
That was Ganon. I think it's down from where he just was.
He has a map, so he knows which way to go.
Yeah, he should be able to find Ganon very easily based on that. Meanwhile, Banana Jam. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, that's definitely the roar, and there's the pig.
Here's Ganon.
And a single shutter behind him. That might be Zelda.
That could be Zelda. We have not seen any single shutter yet.
Alright, so does have to be careful. 4 hits and he's dead. If he didn't have that red ring, it would be an instant kill if he got Hyrule Driver, as we
He had
call
the
it.
white sword, so it's 8 hits.
Yep. Ganon can roll low on HP, but I believe, but he can't roll higher. But then again, I don't think that's on the set. I didn't check.
He's not going down. I wonder why he's not going down. Maybe he already saw a door that leads to that room and he knows that's not Zelda's room.
There it is. It opened.
That was the door. He must have, not sure how he saw that already, but he found it anyway. Panzer Dave does find the girl and does finish the race. We're going to find out whether he won the race or whether it's someone else.
Yeah, I
did.
can tell you right now. I'm looking at it.
I'm
Panzer
looking
Jade
at it
has
too.
finished its first place with a time of 49 minutes 12 seconds. Winner of the restream, winner of the race overall. GG's to Panzer Dave.
Get your GGs in chat. And taking a look, none of our other runners are in level 9 yet, so he found the fastest.
Oh,
way to
apparently
that
he had a
team.
compass this entire time. It was hard to
Oh,
notice.
I didn't notice that.
Wowee.
And we are joined now by Panzer GG. We missed the compass on you, by the way.
Yeah, I cleared a room and I was like, oh sweet, I don't have to dig anymore. It was literally the same room I heard Ganon, and I was like, I have to go up and around this one. But, whew, that was fast.
That was indeed fast.
That wasn't
We didn't even
very
see you
fast,
pick up
dude.
the power bracelet. I believe that was required, yes?
Yeah, Power Bracelet was in the same room as the White Sword. In 7.
Like, quote your time as a 49-12. Obviously, that's based on SRL time. That means you ran the seed in a time of 39 minutes and 12 seconds. That was indeed a very fast seed.
Wait a minute, hang on. That doesn't mess right. No, the power bracelet was in level 5.
Oh yeah, it was in 5, I'm sorry. So Silver Arrow's in the,
White Sword were in the same
White
location,
Sword.
yeah.
And in 5, it was just a matter of as soon as I ran into the room of I think it was on the floor somewhere, because I think 5's second item was
The wand.
yeah. So the wand was all the way in the left, and then on my way to the Triforce in the upper right corner was where I found my power bracelet. I was like, sweet, okay. It was on the way to the Triforce, so it didn't really slow me down too much.
Indeed.
My big brain plays that paid off was the ladder out of 3. I missed marks 6 and 8, but it paid off in my favor because I got a lot of keys out of 8 just in case 6 was key blocked, and I didn't find the any key. Found the any key, so it didn't matter. And then going back into 2 with the red ring. Ugh. God, that 2 was awful.
Yeah, those loser robes early on. We had someone nope out of that immediately when he went in there. So I guess it was looked at as a possible quick Triforce to get started. But as soon as someone walked in, I forget who it was. I think it was John Tabin. Walked in and was like, nope, I don't want to face them yet. So just walk.
Oh
right
yeah,
in.
no. As soon as I saw that, I was like, man, 2 rooms. No, we're done here. I'll come back. I know where the red ring is. Red ring's in 1 somewhere. So it was just a matter of me, just be like, no, that's not worth the headache.
Well, since we don't
Yeah.
see spoiler log races on here very often, and since this is my first time doing it myself, I'm curious. Having done it yourself a few times, you get to see the spoiler log. Obviously, you get to see where all the items are located. Obviously, not the Triforces, heart containers, anything else. in the
Correct.
dungeons, just the staircases. So
Just
when you
the
see that list of
staircases.
items, yeah, staircases exactly. When you see that list of items in the dungeons, what is your thought process behind how to map out the seed?
If it's something I know I need, like in 5, I knew I needed the power bracelet, and I knew there was a wand in there. If I found the power bracelet first, then I'm just clearing rooms until I find a compass or a Triforce, and then I leave. If it's the wand like it was, then you got to clear rooms, and I generally try to make it so where I don't double back over myself. So rather than taking immediately all the way up to the center where their stuff is, but if the Triforce is down below where the wand was, then I'm having to waste time. This way I get everything in one go. And it's one of those things where it's hard to come into a game plan other than you want the ladder for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The whistle, I got lucky and the whistle was not required for anything. Goma didn't block anything. Goma did troll the hell out of me in 8 because I couldn't go through the door that I wanted to go through because he was there. So I had to work, you have to work around these potential blocks, and you're just like, It's a lot of fun. I did have on my tracker mark 2 100 secrets and the bomb shop.
Well, vanilla eggs, by the way, it seems at the very minimum.
I
Dr. J pick it up.
As soon as I look at these things, I almost always discount magical sword, and if the white sword item is useless, I'll discount that as well. And it's just simply because you're trying to go fast. You don't want to have to double back for another sword. I figure if I get a white sword, I can route it in. Fantastic. If not, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I would have beaten Ganon in an additional 7 hits on a stun lock anyways. That doesn't really matter to me. It would have taken a little longer to clear the Wizard rooms. But like anything like that requires extra hearts and requires extra, it's just going to slow you down.
Meanwhile, we have Dr. J PhD in level 9. I think you only had 4 or 5 hearts when you finished that scene as well, didn't you?
Correct, 4 hearts, and one of them was an accident.
Oh, one was
It appeared on me, and I was like, "Well, crap. Oh well."
I mean, hey, a little extra health doesn't hurt.
No, it did save my butt in digging the ladder out. That's for sure. Or no, not the ladder. The whites. It was something. I was down to half a heart. Red ring. That's what it was. And I had 4 hearts. Because there was a heart container on the floor somewhere in one.
Now, I do want to extend something here to chat here, as there was some discussion about level 9 here. The runners do, in fact, know which exact overworld screens have the dungeons on them. That is part of the spoiler log. They know which entrance is on which tile of the overworld. So they knew which tile had the boss. In this case, it was in the Take Any Road at the grave. So they knew the power bracelet was required at that point.
And I didn't know that we were talking about earlier when I said it could be on 5 or 9. I didn't recall that level 9 was actually located behind the power bracelet. So I actually, see, we don't remember these things ourselves. It's hard for the runners to as well sometimes. We don't remember them ourselves. So I certainly understand how that goes. But because level 9 was locked behind the power bracelet, based on that, we know the power bracelet is needed. The fact that Panzer was running on 4 hearts, not going for the white sword item, pretty much gives away the fact that it wasn't at the white sword location at that point.
Yeah, and I don't know if your tracker caught or not, but on my if they had my stream up, for these races, I'll always indicate where important things are. So like on my tracker, it shows that red ring, bow, ladder, power bracelet, whistle, raft. Unless of course I run into the issue of 2 items in there are good, then I'll mark the more important one.
Yeah, we just have to get the chat in a little bit of suspense here for the interest of the race.
Oh yeah.
Try not to give away everything.
Chat doesn't need it. Chat can be happy knowing that hey, there's somebody going quite a few people going really fast here.
Exactly. There you go. So
that was sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Dr. PhD getting around the banana jam right now, so he's close to the princess room. I think he has the compass as well, or is that just no? That's him. He does have the compass, so he sees the dot on the map. I'm just trying to see it on the restream, which is a little hard to see on our restream, but I do see it flashing up there. So he does have his compass. He's fighting Gan right now. He's about to finish this scene.
Yeah, just anytime these races, I love spoiler log races where you just get 10 minutes to look at things and you're like, let's do it. And it does show your willingness to be flexible on your routing as well, because my initial route had me going 3, 2, 1, 4. And then as soon as 2 was loads of poo-poo, I decided to change it and go 8, 6, and then drop down to 4, 2. But that was a lot of fun.
So Dr. J PhD comes to Zelda's door right now, about to walk in. We're leaving a little suspense here as to whether he gets second place or whether he can fall further down. Now that he is finishing, I
Yep,
will
Dr.
confirm.
JVSD is finished with an
yeah.
official time of 4th place. With a time of 40 minutes and 37 seconds. I might have said 49 with
I got
we got to
this, I
count for
got
the
this.
study period there, which was 10 minutes. Sorry about that.
48
Meanwhile, we did
minutes
have
and 37 seconds.
yeah, and we did have second and third place finish. King Doll finished with a time of 41:54, and Homer J Smash finished with a 47:20. That is, of course, accounting for that 10-minute period between race start and study period over.
The
And
official
we are now
assault time
joined
is
by
10
Dr.
minutes
J.
more.
GG's to you, and good racing here.
Thank you.
Good racing, Dr. J. That was really good.
So, Dr. J, the way that you rode out that seed, was there anything in that layout that modified how you rode that seed on the fly?
Pretty much only having to go back to get the candle, but that was just a little bit, and I didn't even stop to think about the red candle being the armor. But once I went into 5 and saw that there was an immediate key block, I'm just like, all right, let's go elsewhere. And the bulk of everything was on the west, so just headed over there, and it worked out for me. Especially knowing the ladder was in 3. That was a priority.
That ladder
Yeah.
was a very quick priority for everyone, I think, in this race. I think everyone had... Well, I don't know if everyone had it fairly quickly, but seeing level 3 was a quick visit for most of the runners here.
Yeah, I think I had it just after like 5 minutes or so. So I can't imagine. I would imagine a lot of people were in that same boat.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing that level 2 is just butts, Dr. J.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw that there was the book and a heart container, it's just like not really worth it. So once I saw it was Whiz Ropes too, it's just like, okay, let's just get out of here as fast as possible.
I want to Bowie for a second. He just fought the Pole's voice with the sword. I don't think he has the bow yet. He never picked up out level 4. And he has all his Triforces, apparently.
Yeah, I just never wanted to get arrows until I got the silvers out of 7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Oh, go ahead.
I'll be honest with you, Dr. J. I did comment on that, and I completely forgot that. I've basically been playing Link for the past 2 months. I completely forgot that you were required to buy arrows in this.
Yeah, I probably could have gotten them coming back from 4, but I think at that point I was just hoping it wasn't really going to be anything tedious like a lot of Pole's voices. Whoops. At least there weren't any Goma blocks.
Yeah, at least it wasn't that. Just some really beefy men handle us, though.
Oh yeah, that was unnecessary on their part. But thankfully, I didn't really have to worry about them until I was already overpowered with Red Ring and some sort of offense. Like the wand.
Looks like Bogey is on his way to where the bow is right now. The coordinates look like they're D5 on that. So it looks like he is coming 3 rooms north of where he is now is where I believe that bow is.
Yeah, that was a pleasant surprise finding out that it was the floor item and I'd automatically picked it up too.
Yeah, I think 4 is where I dumped most of my time.
Hey, there's the White Sword heart container. Someone actually, John Savin, picking that up.
What's health?
Why not?
Turned down a container on the way.
Yeah, I picked up 1 on accident, and that was it. But GG, guys, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for doing this, as always.
Indeed. Thank you for racing for us, and have a good evening.
Thank
You
for putting on
too.
the show.
So, Dr. J, hey, I have to ask, were you planning full well to get the mags this seed, or did you just happen to be in the area and just decide, I'll try picking it up?
I figured I would just take one shot at it with getting whatever hard containers were accessible. Once I started getting up to like 9, 10, just like, all right, you know what? Maybe it's worth one shot there, and if finding out it was less than 12 was nice. But it wasn't too much of a priority because I got the white sword out of 7, so worst case scenario, it's just, okay, I have to stab Ganon twice as much.
Bogey now in level 9 in the meantime. So, was this your first spoiler log of Zelda 1, and how did you like it?
I've done a couple of them before and learned that what's kind of more important to mark for things. Like with this one, I just marked the whole overworld and started doing 9. It's just like not really worth it trying to map out all the dungeons. I can have it open for the rest of the time. But yeah, it's just knowing where all the overworld stuff is going to take a lot of time off of that.
Well, there's a lot of things you don't have to mark either. I mean, for example, the things like the door repair, you don't have to put those on the map. Just put them as things you don't visit. Act like there's nothing there. Any roads can be useful if you can find a way to get around very quickly. But for example, I think there were 2 that were very close to each other in E11 and F7. One was over at the raft spot. You weren't getting the raft. So things like that can be useful, but things like door repairs you don't really have to worry about. Other than that, I can see your point. There are 3 potion shops located in the same row, same G row, 4 squares.
Yeah, in case you got really thirsty on the way.
Exactly.
There wasn't really a whole lot else there otherwise, except for the one take any I didn't get.
Ooh, Bogey's got to be a little bit careful here. Oh, gets sniped by the blue Wizrobe. Down he goes, back to start.
Well, he is going to give that another try. John Tabin, meanwhile, is working his way in through level 6. This is his final try for us. He does have the bow, he does have the silver arrow, so he is good for defeating Ganon when he gets to level 9. He just has to get to level 9.
Alright, there's the last Triforce for our future 4.
Meanwhile, we do have another racer who has finished. Mr. Cab locked in a 5th place finish with an official SRL time 105.06. That's a 55.06 for his actual race time.
Yeah, I honestly can't think of anything more to ask you, Dr. J, except your final thoughts on the seat itself.
I mean, I'd like to see more of these too. Probably not. If they do end up doing another battle royal of these, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring on that one because it's just fun, kind of focusing on just the execution of things too, and all you really have to worry about is the maybe whatever enemies you're looking at, and that's it.
What would you think if this became a future tournament format?
I'd be down for it, definitely.
Kind of reminds me that there is actually, again, another Link to the Past parallel. I know there's a tournament for spoiler log races for Link to the Past starting up. I think that's actually already started.
It started today, yeah. That was a bit of a segue because there is a tournament for spoiler log, yes, in the Link to the Past that started today. But that's why I asked, what do you think if this became a tournament type itself?
Yeah, that's definitely with Zelda 1, I'd definitely do it. With Link to the Past, probably would need to get a little more under my belt. I haven't really played that randomizer for a couple of years now. But once I get the flash card for the Super Nintendo, I get that hooked up, then definitely.
Meanwhile, Bogey comes up on the Ganon fight, so for the 3rd time tonight, here's Ganon. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the name already in the credits, name that tune.
I think it looped over itself. I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell either.
I mean, I also read what Dr. J had. I think it was different, though.
I just call it Final Fantasy if I don't know. Usually I'm right. And Bogey is coming up on the finish right now, so he's going to be clocking in about now with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 2 seconds, therefore at 58.02 for his actual race.
Yeah, his timer started on go in IRC, so it's a little bit skewed in that regard, but still works.
Yeah, he had the. Some runners will do that because it's a way they can keep track of the time. That way, they don't have to worry about Yeah, that way they don't have to worry about missing the actual start point. As soon as their timer hits 10, they know they're good to go. Or some will put a 10-minute countdown time. It really depends on what the runner prefers. We will see if Bogey wishes to join us.
Well, that unfortunately, Pokey's spoiling the recorded tune because it's Rainbow Road apparently.
I didn't recognize it.
I didn't recognize it either, but then again, it looped on itself, so made it a little bit harder to recognize.
I didn't catch the start of it either. I guess I just don't know that tune as well as I thought I did.
It might be SNES Rainbow Road too. Anyway, we're now joined by Bogey. GG's to you, and congratulations on placing in the top 10. Or actually, was there? How many races were there?
It was 11.
I think so. Something like that. But thank you.
Yeah, so, yeah, middle of the pack. Still pretty good time, all the things considering.
10 races to answer that question, by the way.
All right, so bottom half. But
Yeah, still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I think the seed overall, I probably would have routed it better somehow in hindsight. I haven't had an opportunity to think about what I would have done. I had a couple stupid early overall deaths. I think level 8 was the only one that was a little bit tricky for me to find the Triforce. The other ones were relatively straightforward. And I don't remember why I was blocked from making progress in 4. I can't remember if it was combat, because I found the Triforce relatively early, and I don't think I had a lot of heart containers at the time. Or it was either that or I was key blocked or something. So I had to go back and get my bow.
I would believe key blocked here because this race is kind of intensive on how well you use your keys. Because you don't know where those 4 keys are. The word light doesn't tell you where those are.
Yep. Yeah, it must have been key blocked because I think the Triforce was in a room where it would have been ladder blocked, but I think it was accessible via keys from either side. So it is what it is. It was fun. Just good to get a race in.
Sometimes
yeah, meanwhile,
go ahead.
Meanwhile, it looks like John Tavin is trying to navigate through this, pausing quite a lot, most likely consulting the spoiler log for the layout of level 9.
Looks like he's pausing periodically to see where he's going as well. He's putting a quick pause on, I think by pushing the select, whatever represents select for him, if it's a controller or keyboard. And he is figuring out where on the map he is, figuring out what his next step is, and taking that path. And that seems to be what he's doing here.
Yeah.
He does hear Ganon, though.
But yeah, what were your thoughts about the White Sword and Silver Arrows being in the same room, Bogey?
I'm glad. That 7 wasn't too bad. I mean, I knew early I peeked in there just because 7 was close to start and saw the ladder block.
John Tavin clearing the wizards in the room with them that dropped the map, but unfortunately gets shot by the gargoyles and dies.
I wanted him to reset the room so bad, but he didn't reset the room. All the wizards are back.
Well, he doesn't kill the wizards in that room, does he? He just has the bomb. He does only have 1 bomb, though, and I think we need at least 2 to reach the boss. That's why he was killing them.
The reward was a map, anyway.
Yeah, but isn't Orange Wizards part of the bomb dropping group?
In this one it was, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's trying to farm a bomb here. Does
There
get
they
one,
are.
alright.
Even if you take the death, you at least get to keep the bombs.
Trying to find another way around.
And he's about to use too many of those bombs.
Well, GG's to you, Bogey. I can't immediately think of anything else I want to ask you except
All right.
for how was this seed to you?
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, Seed was good. And thanks to you and Cyclone for doing comms and Pro for I'm assuming doing tracking. So thanks again, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, hopefully I wasn't too rusty. Alright. Now Tavin looking to get rid of these rooms. On one heart again, does at least clear the wizards out of this room.
So that room will at least not reset. There's a key that he doesn't need the key because he has the A there, obviously.
Might be able to get some help from the Zols here. Gonna have to take the staircase instead.
Might be trying to farm these bats for a heart, the keys.
They don't drop hearts. Is he trying to set up a combo council to get a fairy drop?
Maybe. That could be what he's doing. Got it.
That's what he
Nicely
did.
done.
Nice.
Good call.
That's another thing
Oh.
that I'm not exactly too familiar with.
Did you see that select pause right there? It's right in front of the fireball. He's got the select in, and nope, go up, and got away from that.
Yeah, so he's in the right room now. He needs to bomb north. There it is.
And he goes back south.
Just thinking you can bomb east, and you can't. I believe the map would have told you if you could have bombed east, though.
Yeah, I think it
On
would've.
our. Unfortunately, wasted the last bomb there.
Now looking at the bomb, it just tells you there's a connecting path. It does not say how that path is. So if it was a second quest situation, a walk through a wall would still show, I believe, as a regular connecting path like any other. So it doesn't tell you if it's a bomb. You just have to use the. You just have to know to use the bomb there to open that wall.
Hmm. Don't have him studying the map. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking a moment to look at the map and figure out where he still needs to go. And yeah, they get the map layout, but they don't know where the bomb walls are. So that's why they're taking a very careful look at this level 9 map to see exactly where the bombs need to be placed. Even then, they could be rooms next to each other. The bomb doesn't open the wall, and you're trying to figure out why. And nope, you just get there from a different path.
Yeah, it looks like John needs to go south here for Ganon. I believe that is the case.
Ganon is nearby, yes.
Unfortunately,
It
these
is a
are
bomb.
orange Marlins. They don't drop bombs.
He doesn't need a bomb south. He might have to. No, that's the princess's room.
Yeah, that's the princess room. He needs to bomb south in the banana jam room.
Yeah, that's it. He's
And he's
realizing
out of
now
resources
that's
at this
the
point.
problem, and he realizes he needs to do something.
At this point, I think he does know where to go.
Yeah, I think he's figured it out. He finds a blue wizrobe and an orange wizrobe. The orange wizrobe is the one he's more interested in right now.
There's two there.
Yeah, there's two orange wizrobes? Sorry, I thought there was only one.
We saw two magic shots, so
Yeah, again, it's just the way that the restream makes it show up. I only saw one there, but might have been two.
yeah, it was definitely hard to tell.
Now that one's definitely two. There's definitely two in that spot on the left now. And now there's three separated.
Come on, John. You really need a bomb drop here.
No bomb.
Does not get it, but at least gets the map.
So he doesn't have to study his map anymore. He can just look on the screen.
He's probably going to compare connectors, though.
Mm-hmm.
He knows.
He knows exactly where to go. He's slashed from the wall trying to see if it will open. It's not giving way, so he's gonna have to save and come back.
Yeah, thankfully there's bombs right here. The shop was fairly kind to be right where they start, so he can buy bombs at 25 rupees, which we haven't mentioned yet. Is a fairly moderate price, and I don't think we saw a large secret this entire time, and we can go ahead and reveal this, I guess. The large secret was very, very slightly above average at 103.
So decent, and interesting that no one picked that up.
No. Well, then again, I believe if we look at our spoiler logs here, we can say that we had one in B7, which is Lost Hills, or is that Death Mountain?
Let me take a look again where they were, because I did see where one of them was.
We have one at E3, which
E3,
that's Brave.
I'm just coming to that. E3, no, 1 and 2 are the graves. 1 and 2 are graves. Other are the 6 graveyard screens. C1.
Oh, so it's this screen right here, I think, then. Maybe.
No, this is C4. So E3 is 2 south and 1 to the left. It's in the. I'm trying to think what room that is. I think it's one of the ferry, or one of the screens out of the Lost Woods. I think is what E3 is. I think it's.
Oh,
Vanilla 7.
it's.
I think it's Vanilla 7.
Yeah, it's probably Vanilla 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we're gonna get that one.
E4 is the ferry.
Alright, so John's gonna be trying to get through this place.
So now that he has some bombs, he just has to get to the hole or to get to the wall route he needs to blow out of the way. He knows exactly where that is now, just has to get there.
Yep, and it should have a route marked on his map at this point.
Yeah, he knows exactly where to go. Doesn't need to fight this manhandler. Get out of my way. Let me go. Thank you. He's gonna go through the right door. He might have been. What he was farming for there? Maybe trying to get another heart.
Probably top off, yeah.
So he's gonna get through here. Should be fine on the hearts he has anyway, I would imagine.
Yeah, at this point it's just a straight shot.
Exactly. So now he is trying to top up something here. Nope, he's gonna get through. Just got a couple out of the way. So now he's in the room. Sword was very, very ineffective, but turns out on walls, bombs are super effective, and there you go.
And if there wasn't anything else, there was of course some extra bombs back there which would have dropped bombs.
And for the last time tonight, here's Ganon.
So I believe it is 8 hits.
He does have the white sword, so yes, it is 8 hits.
5,
Very nice.
6,
Unlock that. 8
7.
right there.
Actually, Ganon rolled low.
No, I think he got one and then he got away. Maybe I saw that wrong.
I believe I think I counted for that.
You
I
get
know
7
that
hits.
if the Ganon's health is shuffled, it can't go any higher than his
No, it can't go
current
higher
level
than
of 15,
8,
but it can go lower.
I thought he got a hit and then Ganon got away, but maybe I saw that wrong. In
Let me
any
double
case,
check.
he's about to finish right now, and we're going to see how he does here. He does clock in as he finishes the princess right here. He does clock in official SRL time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 33 seconds.
Yep.
And other runners who were in the race tonight, we have a shout out to Ryan7, Jay Wade 614, and Wind Chaser 316, who all also played in that race tonight. And we're not mentioned yet.
We'll see if John Time wants an interview.
Yep, we'll see if he wants to join us for a moment here. Other than that, make sure to tune in next week for next week's spoiler log race. We do not spoiler log race, Zelda 1 randomizer race. May or may not be a spoiler log, probably not though. But stay tuned for the randomizer race next week. There'll be another flag set next week. We do change it up every week, and you're going to see something else next week probably. So make sure you tune in next week, same time, 10 o'clock, to see what we have then.
We have gotten a response from him, by the way. He has opted to decline the interview,
Ah,
but GG's to him all the same. I can understand that he wants to go to sleep after this. It's been kind of a long one. And definitely a little bit taxing for someone who may or may not be experienced with this. I can only speculate here, and I don't mean to be offensive with that.
oh no, don't worry about that at all. It's definitely understandable that he probably maybe just doesn't have time tonight, and that's certainly understandable. We're not going to judge a runner's ambition on that. So let's just take a moment to very quickly look at the other items on the schedule over the coming week. We do have the FFR Final Fantasy Randomizer Iron Gall Championship going on right now, race between who are they? Gouda 632 and Will Bloodsworth. That's going on Speed Gaming 3. We're probably going to host into that on the live end. There's also some Super Metroid Randomizer, or Super Metroid Link to the Past Combo Randomizer going on Speed Gaming Prime right now if you want to see that. That's a sponsored tournament, by the way. We actually have a prize pool for that tournament. So there is something on the line for that tournament. Another fun tournament to go watch. And make sure to catch all the other events going on here around Speed Gaming as well, including the Link to the Past spoiler log tournament we were talking about, as well as Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer, the Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland tournament, Metroid Prime any percent, and a whole bunch of other things going on here. You can get information on all of that at speedgaming.org/schedule. There's also the Zelda 1 Randomizer any percent tournament. It's going on between Speed Gaming and Randomania channels. Keep an eye on the schedule for that as well. I'm trying to get information on the next upcoming races for tomorrow, so I can at least talk about that. I just have to reload those pages, so bear with me for a moment.
In the meantime, let's make sure to follow our forward runners here. They're putting on excellent race for today. And of course, make sure to follow Speed Gaming 2 through 6. You don't miss any racing action, not just Zelda 1 Randomizer.
Of course.
And of course, make sure to follow my co-commentator Cyclone, and of course our tracker, who I need to go back to the channel
It's
here.
Pro and Frank.
Fernape.
I'm putting his link in the chat so people knew. And I do have the schedule for the Zelda 1 Randomizer any percent tournament up if anyone is interested in that. There are 2 races on tomorrow. Game number 1, this is a 3-game series, by the way, in each case. Game number 1 between Thurwolf and TA909. And channel's not known yet, but it's at 8 o'clock tomorrow, either somewhere on Speed Gaming or somewhere on Randomania. So follow Speed Gaming 2 through 6, and Randomania 2 through 4 to find out when it comes on, where it comes on. The other race is between Random Effect and Saber, 2 excellent runners. I know Saber himself is one of the champions of this game. And that's a 10 o'clock race. So 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock tomorrow, 2 races. They're going to be separated enough that you should be able to catch both of them. Make sure you tune into those tomorrow as well.
Indeed. And that's going to do it for us here. From all of us here at the Zelda 1 Randomizer, Ivan Wolfling0270. You can be followed if you like as well. And we'll see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, everyone. And make sure you tune in for the races tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you. Have a good night, everyone.